all know that the Kabbalah may not be really Jewish. Yes, the term Kabbalah comes from the Hebrew word meaning tradition or received knowledge. Kabbalists claim their beliefs date back to the origins of the Torah. Its premise is that, among other things, if you practice Kabbalah, eventually you can become so godlike and so close to Yahweh that you may no longer need the Torah. Mystical Jewish Kabbalah, stolen source, Mechaba, are reloaded. Now, the Zohar, which is a book or the source book connected to the Talmud, was written in the 13th century by Rabbi Moses de Leon, and the Zohar, meaning splendor, gives us the Kabbalah and is largely sourced from the Zohar. This book has canonical status connected as part of an oral Torah. It is shown here, the Zohar. It's shown there. The question that we want to ask is, the Torah we know was crafted and borrowed from Africa. Therefore, there are so many sources about the Kabbalah. There are so many sources about the Zohar. There are so many informational sources about the Talmud. So you can see from that website that I'm given here, Kabbalah.info, they say, according to many Kabbalists, the Zohar was written by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai Rashbi, 2nd and 3rd century BCE. Other views states that it was composed in the 11th century by Kabbalist Rabbi Moses de Leon from oral sources. So when was it written? There is mysteries around it, and there is a lot of confusion around it because of something else that we are going to review today. The Zohar, from my Jewish learning .com article, the Zohar, it said, according to traditional Jewish belief, the Zohar was revealed by God to Moses at Sinai. Now it has changed. You see, be specific about this. Are you saying the Zohar was written by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, 2nd century? Or are you saying it was written in the 11th century? Or it was written by Moses at Mount Sinai? Where did Moses get the alphabet to write it? How? What language was he using? To who? Where were all these elders educated or learned from? The final question is, where did the Kabbalah actually come from? That's the final question of all that we want. We know where the Jews came from. They came from Kemet. They were a tribe of ancient antiquity Jews in antiquity, or Hebrews, or a tribe of Ethiopians or Hebrews. The real source, therefore, of the Kabbalah is ancient Egypt. Let's prove that. We cannot say it without anything else. It is known that it's only in ancient Egypt that there were priests as well as scribes, as well as priestesses who knew how to play with nature. You can see they are talking to a snake here. They've got the flail here, which is the powerful, or ichova in our language. And he's wearing a hat of the two kingdoms there, Lower and Upper Egypt, Lower and Upper You. Therefore, when you look at the word Kabbalah, it is actually an ancient Egyptian word. It's borrowed from ancient Egyptian word. The linguistic around it may be Yiddish today, but the theme or the drives or the spiritual connotations are quite clearly shown here. There is the Ka, and there is the Ba, and there is the Ankh, Kaba Ankh, and there is Ra also, which means light. And that's all connected with the Kabbalah. And there it is, the Kabbalah. You can see there clearly shown the Kaba Ankh. You look inside and you find it. That's what it is telling and teaching us. Therefore, it is also based on the word Bara. If you look at the last word, Bala, Kabbalah, it's Bara, which is now a Hebrew word that means create. And only God can create. And how you create with God is because of your divine spark. Therefore, Bara is a Bantu word, meaning bringing forth or birthing. Now, there is the other thing that is connected with the Kabbalah. It is the Merkaba. You see, when you say Me, it's the ancient Egyptian called Me. It means pyramid, which means a source of energy, a source of power. Then Ka or Khan, it is soul or vital energy, the part of the human being that composes his or her individual personality and that we feed in life by living in Mahat. The ancient Egyptian dialect is Ha or Ha. And then you've got the Ba. So Merkaba is a flying chariot. You see, this is a flying chariot, or the chariot that Ezekiel saw and ancestors used to do. That's the Merkaba, which means it's known in esoteric knowledge of ancient Egypt as the Merkaba. Or Me means light, Ha means spirit, Ba means body. Therefore, it's a vehicle that was used to transport thoughts, transport human beings, and they move on earth. The cars that we see today, we shall prove to you that they are a concept that were borrowed from ancient times involving the Merkaba, energy, power, force. You can see this is an ancient picture found in ancient Egypt. This is a helicopter, this one. You can see that, a helicopter. This is a plane. This is a submarine. This is another type of flying machine. This is a submarine. This is another force. This is another force. All these represent energies and the light. So where then would we find the original Kabbalah? It's quite clear. The original Kabbalah I am showing you now, it was fully developed in Hemet or Tehenu or Meshket or Numidia and Gnawa and Wagadu and Songe and Hausa and Sara and Noh and Ife and Akan and Twa and Punt and Meje and in Nzambi and Luba Bemba and Himba and San and Mari Nguni. This is where I come from. And Luba Memba. This is the source of the Kabbalah when this was in times known as 200,000 years before Common Era. Classical African indigenous civilizations involved the Kabbalah before Asiatics or Euro invasions of Africa. So this is where the Kabbalah comes from. Thank you very much for listening to this video. This is Priest Teacher Rabbi LM Dumizulu. Spirit power infused. Drink the Kabbalah. Go in the Kabbalah. Interview yourself. Visit us on Life Spirit of Amen Camp. Thank you very much. We have proved that the Kabbalah was stolen from us. It is one of our esoteric systems. Therefore, let us revive this and live it. Thank you. Goodbye.